This is a real review of the USB Blue Yeti microphone. This was the very first microphone I ever owned. I got it for Christmas almost 3 years ago, and at the time I thought it was amazing, and it was amazing at the time. And then I learned more about microphones and recording, and then I kinda changed my mind a little bit, actually. And in fact, if I knew then what I know now, I probably would not have bought this microphone. And here's why. First and foremost, this gain knob, super finicky, and if you put it up to the higher end of the gain, you actually get a lot of distortion in the higher frequencies, specifically whenever you're speaking, the speaking frequencies, which is awful. You have to keep it low, and you have to do a lot of fiddling, and it's really not that fun to fiddle with. It's not super easy to tune in like that. Secondly, it has a lot of noise in it, I've noticed. Just self-noise as well. It picks up a lot of noise, which isn't the best, especially if you're already in a noisy environment. 3, you really can't edit this thing. I mean, if you want to swap in a new compressor, a new preamp, a new EQ, a new microphone even, you can't do that. It's just $100 sitting on itself, and if you want a new system, you have to go out and buy all the new parts again, which is just more money. You can't swap anything out, you can't reuse anything in it. And another issue I have is the audio quality, because it uses small diaphragm condensers, not large. There's actually 3 of them in there, so it's gonna lose out a little bit on some lower frequencies. Another huge problem I see is it has tons of bells and whistles that aren't actually bells and whistles. They're masquerading as bells and whistles. For instance, right now we're on the cardioid polar pickup pattern. That means it's picking up what's in front of it and rejecting what's coming from the back and the sides and such, which is a really nice feature. However, it also has the feature of omnidirectional, but I notice it's not really omnidirectional. Whenever you have unidirectional recording, a cardioid polar pickup pattern, you get what's called proximity effect. The closer you get to the microphone, the more the bass frequencies are gonna respond. And that's just the nature. Sometimes you'd want it, whether in radio or in live singing on stage. It's nice to have that effect. But let's say we switch it over to the omnidirectional setting. Now we are on the omnidirectional setting, and it's recording the entire room, and you can hear a lot more room echo, a lot more noise, because it's recording my computer, it's recording the echo in my room off of some of the walls around here, and it's an interesting setting, but it's not truly omnidirectional. An actual omnidirectional recording shouldn't increase any frequency response, and that's what we're getting. If I get closer, testing 1 2 3, 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 testing 1 2 3. There's a huge increase in the bass response and the bass frequencies of my voice the closer I get, which means it's not an actual omnidirectional. It means that there's a huge drop off in the 3 directions of the 3 different capsules in there that it's recording, which is kind of not fun, actually. It's not an actual omnidirectional, and you can't really use it for that feature. You can't use it to do what you're wanting it to do. And now I'm going to compare it with the Audio-Technica AT2035 plugged into a Focusrite Scarlett 2i2. Now, this setup does cost a little bit more, almost exactly $100 more. But here's why. So here we have the Audio-Technica AT2035 plugged into the Focusrite Scarlett 2i2 audio interface. This microphone does one thing, but it does it really, really well. It's a cardioid condenser microphone. I think the best way I can phrase it is the Blue Yeti is a jack of all trades and a master of none. It isn't perfect for any one thing. It can just do a lot of different things. If you are serious about your audio, I highly recommend not buying the Blue Yeti. I recommend buying your audio interface and your microphone separate. More than anything, it allows you to expand upon what you already have. Use what you already have to your advantage. You don't have to buy everything again. You can buy pieces at a time and piece it together. You can add an EQ, you can add effects, you can add a compressor, you can do what you want with it. I'd say it gives you more options in the long run than the Blue Yeti really pretends that it does. Thank you so much for watching, and if you have any questions, please just leave them in the comment section below.